Friday morning. Friday morning, we received a frantic telegram from Mr. John Vittitow of Louisville, Arkansas. Mr. Vittitow had suffered a family catastrophe because of this good old Bill Cullen drive, and we flew him up here to tell the audience about his sad plight. Mr. Vittitow and young lady, would you come in, please? Let's give these folks a nice welcome. What is your name?
Vicki Vittitow.
Vicki Vittitow. Well, Mr. Vittitow, what is this great tragedy that resulted in your family as a result of our drive?
Well, after the program last Wednesday night, my daughter sent in the key to the hall closet.
You mean the real hall closet?
The real one. The only one.
And it's somewhere in this pile of junk?
I hope so.
Is there anything of vital importance in your closet aside from the usual junk that most American families have?
Well, this year we have the Christmas gifts in that closet.
Oh, dear. So he wrote us a letter saying, please send the key back or else they couldn't have a Christmas or else they're going to have to take the door off the hinges. All I can tell you, Vicki, is that I will certainly give you and your father permission to roam at will. And if you can find a key, I wish you well. Check back with us from time to time, will you? Mr. Vittitow and Vicki? Mr. Vittitow, young Vicki Vittitow, have you found the key as yet?
No luck, no key.
No luck, no key? Well, we're going to try to take care of that situation. Mr. Vittitow, we want you to have a carton of our Winstons. That's not going to solve your problem. Vicki, we want you to have one of our I've Got a Secret games. And here is some money to cover the cost of repair when you have to take the door off your closet so that you can have a Christmas.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Vittitow, you're a nice man. Nice to have met you. Vicki, bye, sweetie. Merry Christmas. Now, you know, when this avalanche of mail started to pile up, it set us to thinking, just what does this all mean? And we thought of a number of things that it might mean. It might mean that people are nuts, for one thing, but first thing it means is that good old Bill isn't quite as neglected as he might have thought he was. But more than that, one thing this proves is that the American sense of humor reaches to every corner of the United States and is livelier than possibly we thought it was. Let's show you some specific examples. Fellas, can you push just give it a big shove. There. Fellas, we've got this kind of divided up into departments. Come on over here and let's take a look. In the stuff that we found to be fairly humorous, where's the fairly humorous stuff? Oh, here.
Look for stuff that's laughing.
Yeah. Henry, you read this one?
I ain't got no mic. Could I use yours?
Yeah.
This says, I am sending you under cover, probably means under separate cover. Oh, it's in here.
Yeah.
My most priceless possession, which I am insuring. You see, these aren't ordinary blades of grass. You can hear us.
Yeah, the envelope, by the way, is full of blades of grass.
They came from the yard of the shrine of the fabulous Elvis Presley.
Shall we all throw up? Let's go on to the next. Bill, listen, you think 148,000 pieces of mail is something? Nothing. I'm through.
Now we get mail.
Yeah, boy.
I got for you, Bill, from Mr. and Mrs. Paul Fife of Rochester, New York, a bank book. They have opened an account in your name to the amount of $1 in the Chase National Bank.
Isn't that nice?
In Stuttgart, Germany.
Oh,
It's for real.
Dunker shame. Isn't that nice? That's mine, huh?
Dunk your own shame. What's up here?
What's this box? Oh, for heaven's sake.
A leopard. This is from, it says, to Bill Cullen, I've Got a Secret, and it's from
I got to open it.
Douglas Goody of Jackson Hospital, Montgomery, Alabama.
Isn't this nice? And there's a note with it here. It says, this is a homing pigeon. It is a prize breed, and I've been sending it away for years, and it keeps coming back. And we wanted to feel up. Well, going home.
There it is, and he's off and gone.
Now, remember, if you get the winning mark, you win the door prize.
Well, that's all right. Well, this also, what's this?
Look at here. Hold this, Gare.
Yeah.
This isn't fair. It says only to be opened by Henry Morgan in center of stage from the Dolphin Seafood Company.
Dolphin Seafood Company? Good.
I like seafood.
Open to be you, Henry, so go ahead.
I like it.
That.
Well, I want to thank that seafood company.
Well, Let's get into what else this means. This also means that the American heart responds rather quickly and generously to the underdog. We all knew that good old Bill wasn't really a poor, neglected soul. But it does make you feel good to know that there are so many people who would respond in the same way to someone who really was an underdog. What do we have here, Bill?
Well, it says a Mae West, but it sure don't look like her. It's one of those things.
Radio transmitter.
Yeah, if I ever get stuck in a boat when I'm in distress, I turn this crank.
Well, that wasn't the thing of stuff I had in mind. I'm looking for the stuff I had in mind, but now I can't find it. Oh, here.
Oh, you got more? Oh,
Yeah.
look at. Oh, there's the crank. There's the crank that's always writing to
If
me.
I'm doing anything wrong, will somebody shout to me because I can't see any signal signs on time. Here is an Eisenhower jacket, and there was a letter that came with it. Will you read the letter, old Hank?
I read
Good
pretty
old
good.
Hank.
Good old Hank reads good. Give me Mike.
This Eisenhower jacket was proudly worn by me during World War II. The shoulder patch and so forth and so on and so forth. It says, since Bill has been neglected and hasn't been anywhere, will he please accept this jacket that has been in Scotland, England, France, Belgium, Germany, Luxembourg, and Holland, ex-Staff Sergeant Theodore Lada.
And from Forrest Evashevsky, the coach of the Big Ten champions of the State University of Iowa, Big Ten champs this year, to Bill. You are a champ with us.
Hey, isn't that nice? A Big Ten? Gee whiz.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have, or Remington Rand actually has volunteered to come in and to catalog all this stuff, every last single item, and to then feed it to UNIVAC. And what results we'll get out of that, I don't know, but we'll tell you on a later program. One thing we did learn from this program is that the U.S. postal worker, and there are 500,000 of them, is a hard-working public servant. And that the postal system, in spite of the tremendous Christmas rush, can efficiently organize, collect, and deliver 148,000 pieces of mail with no address on them except good old Bill, CBS, New York City. Now, we've invited a number of postmen to sit in the audience, Bill, right down there. Now, I think it's fair not to thank them, just not for the billions of pieces of mail, the mail they've handled for us, but the billions of pieces of mail they handle all year. Rising ovation for the men in gray. Some of their co-workers, some of the folks who work with them in the post office. Will you folks all come in here? This is a rather specialized group. All of them, however, are workers in the New York Post Office right here. Good evening, everyone. Hi. Now, Bill, the postmaster of New York, is here, and he has something for you. And I would like to introduce our postmaster, Mr. Robert Schaffer. Where's Bob Schaffer? Bob? Hi, Bob. Good old Bob.
Come on,
Good old Bill.
How do you do, good
Bill?
old postmaster?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. Boy,
Good old Bill,
I'm
I
glad
have
to have
something
it.
for you.
Well, I'm glad.
Right here.
Yes, sir.
Postage due, $30.17.
Well, you certainly may, sir. As a
Will you
postmaster...
pay, or Mr. Goodson or Mr. Todman?
Well, we know the latter is not only improbable but impossible. But postmaster, sir, you know that it is illegal to show actual government currency on the television.
That's
you know
true.
that.
We're not allowed to show real money.
The only thing we do is stage money here.
I get 5 of those,
Five of those, yes. We give you those. And I want you to know, you see our producers of the show, they'll be very happy, sir.
To exchange this for real money.
Real money. Thank you very much.
And this is
Right you
actual
are.
postage due, Bill, about $30 worth.
It is, and addressed to you, Bill, and I'll give it to you later.
Thank
Have
you
a
very
seat,
much.
Bob.
Right you
Have
are.
a seat. Well, now, we put an extra burden on the post office with this stunt of ours. We didn't dream how much of an extra burden it was going to be, so we wanted to do something in return. And I want you to know that there was not one complaint from the postman about this thing. In fact, we went down to the Grand Central Post Office in New York where these packages were being handled last night. And far from being sore, the guys were having a ball. They were all running around calling each other good old Mac, good old Sam, good old Joe. And we found out that these are pretty remarkable people. In addition to handling all of the Christmas mail, they get thousands of letters addressed to Santa Claus, Post Office, New York. Mr. Schaffer, could you tell us what they do with those letters marked Santa Claus?
Well, Gary, I'd say that was about the most heartwarming thing we do in the post office all year round. You get these letters addressed by children, Santa Claus, North Pole.
Sure.
And last year we got 8,000 of them. And from children whose fathers were out of work or for one reason or another expected an empty Christmas. And of those 8,000, I'm very proud of my people when I say that 6,000 were answered with the gift of a toy or something like that.
And this was done by your own people?
By our own people, by an allowance from the community chest into which they contribute of over $1,000. And that's one of the best things we do in the post office.
Well, I felt that we should do something in return for people like that. Mr. Schaffer, what are some of the things that we can do for you in the post office?
Well, Gary, if I could put it this way, good old public. You're at home now, you're comfortable, you're safe, or you're in somebody else's home, and I hope comfortable and safe.
The good old public is out here.
Good old public out there. Good old public, write that Christmas card now. Give it to us now. At the least, give it to us this weekend, but don't give it to us next week. Don't give it to us next weekend, because those postmen out there and the others behind me, they want to spend Christmas Eve with their families as you do. So mail that Christmas card, give it to us now. That's what you can do, guys.
Thanks, Bob. Now then, these postal workers who are standing with us on the stage here are members of the post office chorus. Now, this is a chorus that doesn't get paid for their work, but they gather and they rehearse and they present musicals and they sing Christmas carols for the sheer joy of singing and for the morale of their fellow postal employees. So, good old postal employees, how about a good old song?
And the director is right here.
I have just one minute in which to say, Bill, and I'll take this over if you don't mind. When we asked Bill what he wanted to do with all of this junk, he showed me a letter from the Goodwill Industries of New York, which says that the Goodwill Industries, who works with handicapped people, is in dire need of this material, and with your permission, Bill, the United Van Lines is going to move all of this stuff over to the Goodwill Industries so that the handicapped can work and prosper.
Sensational, Gary. Real good idea.
Let's all close with Deck the Halls with Boughs of Holly and Friends until next week at the same time, then speaking for good old Bill and good old Henry and good old Postmaster and good old... and we didn't get the name of our conductor.
John Johnson.
Mr. Johnson.
That's right.
Good old Mr. Johnson.
And Chairman Foy.
All right, let's all do it, and just you fellas in the control room cut out any time you like. Here we go. Deck the Halls.
Travel arrangements for I've Got a Secret are made through United Airlines. United Airlines flies our contestants in fast new DC-7 mainliners. This has been a Mark Goodson, Bill Topham production. Tonight's music is played by Norman Paris and his four-piece trio. This is John Cannon speaking.